On a dark and stormy night, when thunder cracked over Tokyo Bay, the Sega boardroom gathered in shadows. The candles flickered, not from the storm, but from something far more sinister. Something all shareholders fear. Dwindling profits. They had no idea what they were gonna do. They were losing money, and they were losing it fast. So they did what all big video game companies do when they need to make some money. They look at what's popular, then they copy that. And that, my friends, is how Master of Darkness was created back in 1992. That's right, you guys voted, and Master of Darkness won by a landslide. So, that is the video I will be doing this week. And for anyone out there wondering, what the hell is Master of Darkness? Think of it as Sega's answer to Castlevania. Everyone here knows what Castlevania is, right? NES classic, some of the best music of all time, and a guy with a whip that is definitely, absolutely not used for anything other than vampire hunting. It's totally wholesome. But here's the thing, Nintendo had a strict third-party policy back in the day. That meant Konami's Castlevania was locked to the NES, and Sega fans were just left out in the cold. So Sega looked at that and went, fine, we'll make our own gothic horror game. And that's how Master of Darkness came to be. And then, in a move that makes absolutely zero sense, they released it on the Master System and Game Gear. Despite the Sega Genesis being out for a couple years and being very much popular, alive, and kicking, then, in an even crazier move, the Master System version didn't even come to America. Us Americans only got the Game Gear version, which just makes me scratch my head even more. So if you're gonna play this game nowadays, do yourself a favor, skip the Game Gear version and go with the Master System version. It has bigger screen, better controls, and it's way easier to play. Get it? Got it? Good. Let's move on. Gameplay-wise, Master of Darkness functions very much like Castlevania. It's a side-scrolling, gothic horror, platforming game. But here's the funny thing. Gameplay-wise, Master of Darkness makes a ton of improvements over the original Castlevania. For starters, you're not stuck with a whip as your main weapon. If you break these weird, creepy, floating masks, you can find other weapons. You start the game with a knife, however, you can find axes, rapiers, and staffs. And the thing is, every weapon except for the knife is actually useful in a fight. Except for the knife. The knife in this game is absolute trash. So forget everything I said about the knife in my Ghosts and Goblins video. Don't get the knife sucks. Do not use the knife in this game. You also got secondary range weapons, including bombs, boomerangs, guns, and stakes. Though I mostly stuck to the guns and stakes, as they are easily the best ranged weapons in my opinion. Another thing that is a huge improvement in this game over the original Castlevania are the controls. They are leagues better in Master of Darkness. They actually feel responsive, and you can do platforming decently and easily. Something that is absolutely not possible in the original Castlevania. Alright, next up, let's talk about the story and the levels. Now, the thing about the story in this game is I had to do a lot of research into the game's script and stuff, because the way the cutscenes are presented, it's unclear who's talking and what's going on half the time. You just get a bunch of text and pictures, and what exactly is happening is very unclear. So, So keep in mind, I had a lot more information than most people did just playing the game, because I actually looked up the script for the game online. Get it? Got it? Good. So the story opens with us being told that the full moon brings horrible events, that a vampire rises with it, and that this isn't just folklore, it actually happened in England 100 years ago. Enter our protagonist, Dr. Ferdinand Social. Yes, he's a vampire-slaying psychologist. On the night of the full moon, he receives a cryptic message through his Ouija board. Killer! Vampire! Go to Thames! Caution! In the wake of Dracula. There's no inciting incident, no explosion, no dialogue trees, just vibes and vibes alone. From there, we head to foggy London, where each moon brings another gruesome murder, and the bodies are drained of blood. Dr. Social suspects something supernatural is happening and begins his investigation, armed with weapons and the power of his Ouija board. His first clue is the Thames River, a place where apparently horrible events beyond human imagination are taking place. And that's how the game kicks off, with a psychologist turned monster hunter. Right after that, we start up level 1, the Thames River. And the level is pretty damn easy. It lets you get the hang of the controls and fight some basic enemies and get accustomed to the game's mechanics. A very easy, good startup to the game. But what it lacks in difficulty, this level makes up for in atmosphere. Fog-drenched docks, Victorian England architecture, and an eerie sense of something's not right. It genuinely feels like you're in London in the 19th century, in the grip of supernatural dread. If you're new to this kind of game, you might die once or twice, but if you played Castlevania or anything similar, you'll breeze right through this level. At the end of the level, you fight the first boss, Jack the Ripper. Yup, Sega went there. You fight him in a shadowy alley, and once you defeat him, the game throws you into a cutscene, and there's a little problem. You see, you have no idea who's talking, whether it's Jack the Ripper you just beat, or some other random person that you can't see. That's the biggest problem. If they just put some dialogue boxes right beside the dialogue that said who was talking, that would probably fix this whole problem. But no, they never do that at all in this game, so it's just a bunch of word salad to me. In order to figure out what the hell is going on, I had to resort to the game's script online in order to piece it together. And from what I can gather, whoever is talking here is in control of a bunch of wax dolls. Jack the Ripper was one of them. And he goads Dr. Social into checking out his wax museum, because he needs a replacement for Jack the Ripper. And Dr. Social here, being an absolute dumbass, decides he's gonna check out the wax museum, because apparently that's where the villain wants him to go, so of course we should go there. Dr. Social, for a psychologist, you sure are a dumbass. Alright, next up we have the Wax House. And this place is batshit insane. As soon as you step into the Haunted Doll Museum, you immediately get jumped by wax dolls, possessed furniture, and I'm not kidding, hostile candles. Even the paintings in this place are out for blood. It's like the entire interior design team got cursed and turned into a hit squad. Difficulty-wise, though, this level isn't too bad. I only died twice, and both times it was to rogue furniture. Overall, it's manageable. You just gotta keep moving and treat every object like it's plotting your demise, because it absolutely, positively is. At the end of the level, you face off against a psychic girl. No name, no backstory, no lore, just here's a psychic girl with telekinesis. Fight her. She summons a flying skull that tries to kill you. Your job is to kill the skull. Yeah, you can't hurt the psychic girl herself. The only way you can do damage is to damage the skull. You take it out, and once you do, she gasps out a cryptic warning before collapsing into unconsciousness. The cemetery east of town. Turns out Jack the Ripper wasn't just murdering people for fun. He was collecting bodies and fresh blood for sacrificial offerings to dark forces. What dark forces? The game doesn't say anything else about it. But hey, at least we know where the next level is. The cemetery. Next up, we've got the graveyard level. And yeah, it's a pretty cool level. Zombies crawl out of the dirt, the fog rolls in, and my favorite enemies in the game finally show up. These skeletons. And most importantly, Dr. Social doesn't try to bring some random princess into the graveyard to have sex with her. Unlike a certain other video game character we know. Speaking of the skeletons, take a look at these guys. They're awesome. Their design is just so stylish. If Castlevania gave us skeletons as cannon fodder, Master of Darkness gave us skeletons that belong on metal cover albums. Also in this level is a clock tower section. Now in Castlevania, this section would have been a nightmare, as platforming in that game just sucks. But here, thanks to the amazing controls, it's actually fun. You can steer your jumps, land where you want, and even tackle some clever platforming puzzles with gears and pendulums. It's still challenging, but it actually feels fair. And on the face of the clock tower, you face off against Count Mason. He's not too tough, just learn his patterns, hit him a few times, and he's done. But then comes the cutscene, where the story really starts to click. Basically, Mason is a reclusive noble who is rumored to dabble in the black arts. And now, thanks to our fight with him and the events of the game, it has been confirmed. The murders, the wax dolls that were alive, the rituals, they're all tied to Mason's occult experiments. With all this information in hand, Dr. Social makes a smart decision. He's gonna go straight to Mason's castle. So next up is Count Mason's laboratory. And let me tell you, this place is weird. The level itself, though, isn't that hard. You got some wax dolls, some weird lab equipment. This place definitely doesn't look like it's FDA approved, but then again, last I checked, the FDA doesn't cover anything involving black magic and the occult. I don't have much else to say about this level. It's nothing too insane. At the end, you fight Count Mason again. We kick his butt yet again. And after you beat him, he pulls some straight up dark magic nonsense and teleports Dr. Social straight to Transylvania. I am not kidding. That is how Dr. Social ends up in Transylvania at the end of the game. Count Mason teleported him there after Dr. Social kicked his butt a second time. Then you get to the last level, level 5. And you start the level by being trapped in a cage, which you bust out of, which is cool. But then you hit the maze. And this level just sucks. Like, truly sucks. It is the only part of this game I would rate as actively hostile to human enjoyment. It's a maze level, and it's not the fun kind. It's like the final level in Super Mario Bros. Where you have to take the exact right path or you're in a loop forever. Except here, there's no logic, no clues, just trial and error. I had no idea what I was doing. I had to look up a diagram online just to figure out how to finish the level. Oh, and if you die on the last boss, guess what? You have to start the entire level over again and do the entire maze all over again. There are no checkpoints in this level whatsoever. This level 100% sucks. At the end of the maze, you do have to fight the final boss, that being Dracula. Yes, Dracula is the big bad of this game. What's his motivation? No clue. Why is he in England? Why is he working with wax dummies and Count Mason? I have no freaking idea. But the fight itself is pretty hard. Dracula has two forms, and he is the only boss in the game that actually gave me trouble. Like, this is the only boss I actually died more than once on. He's still not Castlevania level hard, but he's still a challenge. The only sucky part about it is the fact that if you die on Dracula, you have to do the entire maze again. Which, yeah, that really sucks. It's honestly the worst part about this fight and this level. Once you finally beat him, Dr. Social escapes Transylvania and gets directions from a nearby town and makes his way back to England. And that's it. That is Master of Darkness, a game that wasn't half bad and is a decent Castlevania clone on the Master System. So let's talk about comparisons. Now I should point out I'm going to be comparing Master of Darkness solely to the original Castlevania. Because let me say this much, later Castlevania games, like Castlevania 4, are leagues better than Master of Darkness. But if we're talking solely the original Castlevania versus Master of Darkness, I would say Master of Darkness, overall, is the better game. Why, you may ask? Well, first off, the difficulty. This game is way easier and way more fair. You're not constantly getting cheap-shotted off of staircases into bottomless pits. The controls are leagues better too. You can steer your jumps, and you've got way more precision. It just feels way smoother overall. And the weapon variety? Huge win! You're not locked into one whip for the whole game. You've got axes, rapiers, staffs, guns, stakes, bombs. It's a buffet of vampire slaying tools. But when it comes to music and atmosphere, as well as the overall tone, Castlevania still takes the crown in those categories. Don't get me wrong, Master of Darkness has some really good musical tracks. I like a few of them okay, but they just don't compare to Castlevania's iconic soundtrack. Here, I'll put a few tracks up for y'all to compare, and you'll see what I mean. Still though, if we were comparing Master of Darkness solely to the original Castlevania, I would say Master of Darkness overall is the better game. But it simply can't hold a candle to the rest of the Castlevania franchise. And that's the real shame, because if Sega had continued this series, if we had gotten a Master of Darkness 2, or even a 16-bit game in the Master of Darkness franchise, I honestly believe it could have rivaled Castlevania in a big way. Instead, Castlevania was this one-off experiment that Sega never tried again. Well guys, you voted and I delivered. Master of Darkness is officially in the books. Drop a comment down below if you liked the review, or if you got memories playing this forgotten gothic gem. I would love to hear your stories. And of course, like and subscribe, because I am a YouTuber, and it's literally in the job description that I have to say that. And while you're here, check out the rest of my channel and the other projects my studio is working on. Our game, Nova Rebellion, is out right now on Steam. Links are in the description. And the month of Fright isn't over yet. Around Halloween, I'll be diving into one more retro horror title. This time on the Atari 7800. So make sure not to miss that. And if you missed it, go back and watch my Ghosts and Goblins video. It's absolutely hilarious and is the first part Month of Fright series. And that's all for me in this video. This is Troy Schultz, the Anti-Gamer Slayer, signing off.